So there's been a lot of discourse online lately that I've been seeing as far as do white women shower every day or do they shower once a week? And I came across this video right here.
This discourse talking about how white people don't know how to wash themselves is really fascinating to me. And so I want to share my experience about how I actually learned how to wash and what it looked like in my white supremacist Mormon household growing up. Now, I always had washcloths available to me. Uh, they were always under the sink. Um, it wasn't really enforced or
First of all, we starting off good because a lot of people don't even wash with washcloths. I've spoke to many people who say that they just use their hands. They soap their hands up and they lather their body. And although I used to do that at one point in my life, that was way before I knew about washcloths. So they starting off good here. You get a 10 out of 10 for that.
taught. It was always in the bathtub, and it seemed like there was just kind of like one in there, and then we'd change it every week. I was never touching it. I don't know if my siblings were touching it. I know when we were younger, we'd play with it in the tub, but when it comes to washing, I the grossest thing that still grosses me out to this day thinking about it is how we would share bathwater. I had four siblings, we'd all share bathwater. When we were younger, it was either like two.
It's a little too white for me, but okay.
When two would go, or like after we'd each go in the last person's bathwater. The grossest thing was my older sister, we're 22 months apart. She sometimes would shower with my younger sister. And when she was like 9 or 10 years old, our youngest sister came to us and told us that, hey, there's yellow stuff in the bathwater. And my older sister tooted. And we're like, what? We ended up getting out of my older sister that she was peeing in the bathwater. Now, mind you, me and her are 22 months apart. We shared bathwater my entire childhood. I always thought we were clean until 2005 when I moved to Atlanta.
To be quite honest, god damn it, that bird. To be quite honest, I know this is not all white people. Just like all the ghetto fatigue stuff that's going on, it's not all black people. But god damn. All right.
White people don't talk about cleanliness. White people don't talk about cleaning themselves. White people don't talk about lotion. White people don't talk about their hair nearly to the scale that the black community does. I went there and I was dumbfounded by how much they held each other accountable to their appearances. Nails, hair, everything pristine all the time. And my mom, I felt like was very much like that growing up. But it felt like this was like up like 10 notches. Um, so that's kind of where I learned most of the things you should be doing, like moisturizing after you shower. I learned that in Atlanta.
Listen, I don't know if this may be not, but listen, I'm gonna touch on something that a lot of people probably would not, or a lot of people would be too ashamed to admit. But I know some people, not me, that they like for their women not to shower, or maybe not so much not to shower, but they like for their women to accumulate some stank on it. A lot of men, believe it or not, get off on that aroma, that breeze that happens when you doing your do from the back. They like to whiff that air, that not so sensational air that's coming up, is all I'm saying. And look, I'm not judging. Have I come across women and have been doing the do and have smelled something before? Absolutely. What guy hasn't? But there are some men that prefer their women to purposely be dirty because that's what they like. In my life, have I dealt with a white woman? Yes, I have. Have I come across a woman that did not shower? No, I have not. However, you know what? That's too personal. I'm not trying to embarrass myself. But I came across my a not so a not so nicely smelling lower area, so to speak. Is it a cultural thing? I don't know. I can't call it. I know the women who I've been around or the people who I've been around are known to be very clean. But listen, I ain't judging though. You ain't on trial. Not with me at least. The moral of the story is if you feel like showering, showering. If you don't, then don't. But there's a good chance that if you don't, never mind. I'm out.